But it's a nice flat lawn with very little trees. It'd be very easy to maintain.
Chris, can you hear me?
What?
Oh,
Yes, I can hear you. Hold on. I'm gonna show my face here.
perfect. All right, I'm gonna turn the volume up a little bit. Give me 1 second here just to make sure we can
Thank
hear
you.
okay. Chris, do you mind just speaking real quick? Just test it.
Yeah. All right. How many do we have today in the room?
We have 4 right now, but we're gonna have a bunch more. You know how realtors are. They're always on realtor time.
Absolutely. That's okay. You may want to record it too.
Yeah, I already got that good, so we're good to go there.
Okay, let me know when I should start.
All right, just give it another 1 or 2 minutes. I'll come back to you, okay?
Perfect. Thank you. And how long do we have for this presentation? Half an
How
hour?
long, how long do you want?
Well, 30 to 40 minutes.
Perfect.
All right.
That works.
Very good.
How's it going?
Great. Are you back? And people. That's definitely up there. It is. Really, how are you? Doing well, how are you? Good. With well, almost. How's it going? How are you? I list made. The list made organized. Priority. What's the priority?
How daunting is that?
Place to start, right?
All right, Chris, whenever you're ready, I'll let you go ahead and get started.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Michael. Thank you so much for having me today. You know what? I wish I could be there in person with you guys. I usually do this presentation live, but I am just as happy to do it now over Zoom. We're going to talk today about red ocean versus blue ocean. And for those of you who don't know how that correlates to real estate, if you do what everybody else does for prospecting at the same time like everybody else, you are literally in a red ocean. Okay. And that's one of the reasons why we have so many agents who get burned out from prospecting, because they say, you know what, I never seem to be on time or the first one to talk to a motivated seller, they already talked to 20 agents. I feel like I'm literally in a bloodbath. There can be a way to convert over to a blue ocean to do something different than everybody else at a different time. And that's how we can overcome low inventory and get more listings. This is going to be a very interesting presentation, guys. Make sure to have 2 things ready. One is probably your phone to take screenshots of some landing pages that I give you where you can download great things, where you can get amazing tools, but also your phone to scan a QR code. I hope it's large enough on the screen you can do that. That will come up about 4 times, so just make sure you have that ready. The graph you're looking at right now on the screen represents what happened last year in 2024. 71% of real estate agents did not have a single transaction. Can you imagine what that means to a family that depends on the income? That can be devastating. I hope none of you were in that situation. We call our clients, to find out how they are doing. And luckily, they reported that they had the opposite. They felt like they had less competition, and some of them had record results last year. And I had one client in specifically, he called me every time he got a listing, and we kind of stopped counting at 10 in a month. His broker called me, he said, we have to do a webinar, teach everybody what this person has done to get 10 listings in a month when so many other agents were struggling. And I'm going to show you exactly what he has done and what we recommend that you do this year to have a phenomenal year. What this agent, his name is Jeff, has focused on is need sellers who actually need to sell the home. They're not in the warning stage or testing or a fence sitter. They really have a motivation. We call it the low-hanging fruit. So how can you focus on need sellers and not compete with tons of other agents in getting the listings? That's what we want to solve today, and that's what I'm going to teach you. First of all, the best category for need sellers right now is definitely in expireds. Expireds tried to sell the home. It didn't work out with the last agent. They obviously have a reason to sell their home. They're motivated. They need to sell. They want to pay commission. It's an ideal lead source. And contrary to how it has been a couple of years ago, many expireds actually, they said, let's wait a little bit longer. Today, they actually got to sell, despite what the interest rate is doing or whatever else happens in the economy. They're even more motivated right now than they were like a couple of months ago when they started with the previous agent. Now, it is important that we understand that 82% of expireds end up listing with the first agent that connects with them after the contract expires. Usually, they are a little bit frustrated with the previous agent, and they want to unload a little bit of the frustration when they talk to you. Don't fall into that. What I always recommend to say is, well, what did the previous agent do well? Tell me first what they did well, and then what could they have done better, right? But be that agent that comes off positive. But the real question is, how can you get to those expireds first? Have you all had this experience where you called by, let's say, by 10 in the morning, and you thought, oh, good, I found the phone number, scrubbed it against the do not call registry, I'm TCPA compliant, I'm making that call, and I'm positive I want to get the listing. And then they hang up on you and say, you're the 20th agent who called me this morning, and it's only 10 in the morning. I think we all have had that before, and that's getting worse with every year. It seems like that agents are all reaching out to the same leads because of the lower inventory. Now I'm going to show you how you can beat the competition in a very easy and compliant way. It's a little bit cheating, but it is definitely the right way to do it nowadays by using data. Okay, so if you come to Landvoice, you get exclusive access to all the expireds in your MLS. We give you the phone numbers. We scrub it against the do not call registry. We give you the absentee owner's information, the address where they live, the address where their home is. Oftentimes, we find even social media profiles and email addresses to make it even easier to connect. And then you can connect right out of the system if you're on the phone and tap the number and dial, take notes, create tags, and you can select even the category of that particular lead. I usually say, start with expireds and cancels. Okay, don't go to the withdrawals. Those two categories are great. In the Bright MLS right now, you have over 3,000 expireds just in the last 30 days. So there's plenty of expireds. So like I said, we give you the status updates from the MLS, the absentee owner info, phone numbers, and the DNC. So don't call the numbers on red because then the do not call registry, but because we give you 3 numbers, you have plenty of numbers to call. I hope you can see right now, just by looking at that, how that can put you ahead of the competition, because that data is freshly populated in your Landvoice platform, not by 10 in the morning, not by 6 in the morning, but by midnight. By midnight every single day, it is ready. So when you wake up, whenever that is, it is ready for you. And that's what our client did that I just told you about the story, Jeff. He said, I called every morning between 8:30 and 9 o'clock, and I was the first agent to have a great conversation with the expireds. They wanted to keep me on the line and find out, what do you think went wrong with my previous listing? Why didn't it sell? Was it the price? Was it something that the agent missed? And that makes the big difference from being hung up to actually scheduling a listing appointment regularly. We also give you the opportunity to create tags and notes like I show right here. The tags, you put them right away in the category, and that can be changed every single day and recalled, of course, if you want to call all those leads that you tagged in a certain way. If you do this, you will find yourself scheduling a listing appointment every day for the afternoon. There are plenty of expireds there. Just gotta be consistent. Another way to connect with need sellers are for sale by owners. Again, like expireds, they're not fence sitters right now. They're not just testing the market. They have to sell. That's an assumption you should make, that they are need sellers. You know, it may be divorce, it may be job loss, it may be having to move to a different state, but there's a strong motivation why for sale by owners are on the market right now. And we know that most of them end up listing with an agent. Okay, do you know the number? How many? 86%. And that's within the first 3 weeks. So the question should be, how can I get to those for sale by owners first? How can I establish a relationship so they will list with me? One thing that you could do wrong in the whole process is to say, you know what, I'm just gonna save a lot of money. I'm not gonna use any data provider to get me the for sale by owners because I know where they are. They're in Zillow, they're for sale by owner.com, they're street signs, I know the yard signs. I'm gonna take pictures of those. I put everything in my spreadsheet and I scrub it against the MLS every day to make sure I know if it's active or sold. Well, I don't have to tell you that's a job within a job. It puts you behind. In today's market, data is king, and that's not the best way to collect data. You give advantage to every other agent who uses a data provider. So I'll show you the easier way. You basically give Landvoice your top 2 to 4 counties. Okay, so that might include York County. And what else do you have there? I actually did a little bit. Dauphin, right? Cumberland, Perry, Lebanon, maybe. So great. So you give us those counties, and then what we do is we collect the FISBO data from over 1,300 different sources. And you may say they're not 1,300 sources, and maybe that's true. That's, you know, nationwide it's different, but there are dozens of sources where FISBOs list the properties. Every newspaper, every ad, every magazine, and of course Zillow, for sale by owner.com, and so on. Everything is populated and organized in Landvoice. We even give you the ads. And then you can call them. It's scrubbed against the do not call registry, again, to keep you safe and compliant. And we let you tag them and make notes and so on. So it's like a mini CRM. Oh, let's stay on FISBO a little bit. One of the biggest mistakes that agents are making is to come across like everybody else. Hey, you're making a mistake by selling on your own. Let me show you how you can pocket more money. And it's the same script like everybody else. You have to sound different. We will train you at Landvoice with very disruptive approaches that we call them, it stops them in their tracks, right? Pattern interrupts. And you will keep them on the phone and you will be able to schedule an appointment. So we give you the training that's all included for free. And I give you even a training download link a little bit later where you can get the scripts that we use for free. Another need seller is obviously, and that I don't have to explain that much, a pre-foreclosure. Okay, they got behind on the mortgage, couldn't make their mortgage payments, they're heading towards a cliff, and they are looking for one thing. How much is my home worth? And the first professional they talk to when they have that NOD in their hand, they're going to ask that question. Can you just tell me, you know, realistically, how much could I sell my home for? They want to know what their options are. So it is important that you reach out to them without, of course, embarrassing them or offending them, you know that they are in pre-foreclosure. So I'm going to show you how you can do that in a very natural way. Like with for sale by owners, you give us your top 2 to 4 counties, and from that day on, all the pre-foreclosures are automatically populated in Landvoice. In fact, the minute it becomes a pre-foreclosure, it's actually recorded in the county electronically. You have the data. That is even a couple days before they get the official notice of default or list pendants notice in the mail. So you already have the data with all the phone numbers and all the information that you need to reach out. And I like to do it on the phone because I can simply tap the number. I don't need an auto dialer. This is completely TCPA compliant because it's originated one by one as you tap the number. Can you see how easy it is? It's phenomenal. And not only do you get the for sale by owners and pre-foreclosures, from starting today, but for the last 12 months. So we are really rich in the type and amount of data we give you, and then scrub everything against the MLS. When you reach a pre-foreclosure on the phone, what you want to do is you want to treat them just like any old neighbor. Say, something like, hey, because home prices are up in the neighborhood, I'm just calling everybody in the neighborhood right now to see how you're doing. If you know anybody who wants to sell a home, have you ever thought about selling your home? Or if you were offered the right price for your home, would you be, interested in putting it on the market? So that is how you reach out to them, because they're treated like a neighbor. They will not ask you, please take me off your list. Okay. Now, another way that you can get seller leads is by focusing on the neighbors around a listing. Let's say you don't have a listing at all, but your competition just got a listing today. What you want to do is you want to circle prospect around it. In our system, you simply draw a boundary. You can do a circle or any shape you want. And I would suggest to select about 500 homes. If you have your own listing, of course, you want to do it around your listing. And the reason why is, just remember that little phrase, listings have babies. They come out of a neighborhood, usually. Another neighbor will list a home. Another neighbor will actually become buyer, maybe wants to buy that home for their aging parents and to live close by. There are many reasons why it's contagious that neighbors put the home on the market. If you don't have any listings and you say, I just want to brand myself in a neighborhood, you can do that too. I just recommend to go to a neighborhood that has about a 6% turnover rate or higher, or at least 5%. And the MLS will help you to determine, where the most homes are sold, and then select 500 homes. Because 6% of 500 is 30. And now you have basically a geographic farm of 30 potential sellers and buyers in your neighborhood. And what Landvoice does, we give you now all the contact information for all of those, up to 3,000 per month. Can you imagine that? Having suddenly all the contact information for 3,000 neighbors where you always wanted to break into. Not only do you get the phone numbers and contact information like absentee owner, email addresses, we even give you the demographics like household income, net worth, family members, and so on. And you have 3,000 every month. So that's 9,000 in a quarter. That's a lot. That's actually more than any competitor gives you with better data and higher quality accuracy. So we talked about multiple things, what you can do to get listings. Our average client gets about 2 to 4 transactions a month. If you get about 4 listings, you should be getting about 2 to 3 transactions. And that's makes a big difference to your business. It will change everything, and it doesn't have to be expensive. I'm going to show you right now how affordable it is to get more listings and get all the data from Landvoice. First, before we talk about pricing, I want to talk about the free stuff that you're getting. We're giving you all the training material like scripts, videos, even an ebook, absolutely free. So the landing page for that is landvoice.com/free downloads. Write this down, and you want to go there right after this training session to download your free tools. There's also a QR code where you can go. Now let's talk about pricing. Some of you may have a subscription with one of our competitors, maybe RedX or Vulcan 7, MyPlus Leads, or Espresso Agent or Mojo. What I did here in this graph is I picked out the products that are most important to you: expireds, FISBOs, pre-foreclosures, and neighborhood search, so that we can compare apples to apples. And you can see really quickly here that Landvoice has by far the absolute best pricing. And that is by design. That is not because we have a different data provider where we pay less. We just decided to capture the market share and make it available to you at a lower price so you can afford, besides Landvoice, maybe a coach or some other things that are important to you, so that money should not be an issue. You also can see on the right side that we give you more neighborhood search results than anybody else. And it's also by design, because we want to make sure that there's not a reason you have to go with somebody else because you get more data. So we want to give you more data at a better price and guaranteed the best quality. So how is it possible to give the best quality with a lower price? About 2 years ago, we were acquired by a multi-billion-dollar company, and they said we want to do two things. We want to offer the lowest price to agents, and we want to have the best data quality. So what everybody wants, right? Pay less for more and for better data. And that's what we're doing right now to capture market share. And you're the benefactor of it by having this presentation and getting access to that. I will even give you $500 off for everybody in this room or who listens to the recording. And you get it for $9.97. You will not find this price online, so I will give you a landing page, especially where you can get that created for this webinar. And the most questions I get about that is, will the price go up next year after 1 year? And it will not go up. You're grandfathered in absolutely for life. And any bonus that I give you right now will also be part of that. I was at a convention actually last week, and the president of that particular brokerage franchise came up to me and said, "Christoph, do you know that Landvoice is the most underrated partner that we have? It gives the most listings and transactions to an agent by paying only $1,000 a year. That is impossible when you think about how much you're paying with Zillow or somebody else. You have to pay a lot more for similar results." Now I'm going to show you a short video so you don't only hear it from me. This is only 1.5 minutes long, about some experiences from some different agents. Here we go.
Hey, this is Doug Lee with Compass. I just wanted to give my highest testimonial and highest level recommendation to Landvoice Data Services. They are quite simply the best data service provider and for the best prices.
We are absolutely crushing it on Landvoice. The pre-foreclosure data is spot on. Our team in less than 3 weeks has 17 listings. I highly recommend it.
Got hot, took a total of 9 listings in the last 45 days off of Landvoice.
Also, the data that we are getting and the quality of it is just second to none right now. I mean, it's been really, really good.
The first week on my Landvoice, I listed 10 homes. In the last 6 weeks, I've listed 17. They're the best thing I've ever done for my business.
Just using the expired list, we got 3 listings, which is going to total out to somewhere around $30,000 in commission. If you haven't signed up for Landvoice, highly recommend it.
I built my business using Landvoice, over 15 million in volume. So make the right choice.
Landvoice works.
That's why we choose to work with Landvoice. They work for me in 90 plus cities. I think they'll work for you.
Okay, so this can happen to you as well. And we will help you because we will have a success coach assigned to you who will help answer any questions and even help you with overcoming objections and making sure you use the data correctly. Now, I told you there's a landing page where you can get this deal, $9.97 a year or $100 a month. But there's a big reason why you should pick the annual one, because I'm going to give you a couple of bonuses besides you saving a lot of money. Go to landvoice.com/webinar, write this down, and we will leave this page up, I promise, until the end of the day for sure, okay? So you have between now and the end of the day. And here's a QR code. I'll just give you a second to write this down. That is, by the way, that's about $80 a month or something like that. And I think less than $3 a day. So the question shouldn't be, can I afford this? But by this point, can afford not to do this. It will get you listings. Now, I told you about bonuses. I will give you a bonus, and I cannot do this for everybody, but for the first 7 who sign up, whether from this room or listening to a recording, I will double the areas, double the counties. So normally we include 2 counties with Landvoice, and that applies to the for sale by owners and pre-foreclosures. For the first 7 who sign up on this website, we will give you 4 counties. That is an additional $200 value a year for free. And you will be grandfathered in. You will keep those 4 counties forever. And you can even switch them around. So it can be in different states. It doesn't matter. You will have access to data in 4 counties. That is huge. Now, I want to just take about 5 minutes to talk about our new product that we just released. And some of you are already great with Fishbowls and expires and neighborhood search, and now with Landvoice, you're going to do phenomenal. But there's something else that you should be paying attention to. Because of the economic headwinds that we had, especially in the last 2 years, we have a lot of distressed homeowners. They got late on their credit card payments, then car payments, and then the important thing, mortgage payments. That's when it gets serious. And I already told you that we give you the pre-foreclosure data at Landvoice, right? Which is very important. Now, can you imagine you have access to the distressed homeowners 60 days, maybe 90 days before they go into pre-foreclosure? It almost takes a crystal ball to find out who those people are. How do we do it? Let me show you. Pre-foreclosures is public data, and Landvoice, of course, augments that public data with phone numbers. So that's where the value is of the pre-foreclosures from Landvoice. We also now, since about 2 months, we can capture those people who miss credit card payments, car payments, and most importantly, mortgage payments. Homeowners who are about 30 to 60 days away from pre-foreclosure. We give you that data exclusively for 1 agent per zip code for each last 30 days. Okay, so you will be talking to people who soon will be in pre-foreclosure and even beat those agents who get the data at that point. That is disruptive. It is phenomenally successful right now. We have a lot of agents that have been doing this now for 2 months, and that's all they do. They get so many leads that later on convert. You just have to be patient for 60 days, right? This is what it looks like in Landvoice. You get a thermometer with every record that we give you, and that thermometer indicates the level of distress. This person right here that I'm highlighting is circling actually, is all the way bright orange, right? All those bars are filled. That means they are probably 30 days away from pre-foreclosure. Some of them will may pay up, right? And they resolve the problem. Many do not. So in fact, most of them really are heading towards a notice of default. We give you, again, all the contact information you need to be the first agent, to connect with them. Never tell them that they're on a list of distress that's rude and that's insensitive. Just, again, use a neighborhood search script. Tell them that you're calling everybody in the neighborhood because home prices are up, and if they know anybody who wants to sell or if they ever thought about selling. You can get actually that's data exclusively if you go to landvoice.com/distressed. Okay, here's a QR code where you can do that. There will also be a section in this landing page where you can type in all your zip codes that you want us to look up to see how many distress there are. We promise you 500 distressed homeowners for only $1,000. That's nothing. There's a competitor that charges $2,000. It never goes down in price. It's always $2,000 for 500 leads. We start you out at $1,000 for 500 leads. That is incredible. Now, the next month, if you do it as a subscription, it actually drops down to $500 per 500 records. So only $1 per lead. There's never going to be anything of a quality of a lead like this that can beat that pricing, that investment. It's a great ROI. Now, another thing I want to make you aware of, you may have gaps in your database. Let's say you have 1,000 people in your database and you know that 250 of them, you're missing phone numbers, email addresses. Is that you? Right? Is that frustrating? Of course, because you cannot market to them when you need to. We have now a tool that's called Data Genie that fills in those gaps. It refreshes the data and gives you the phone numbers, email addresses, names, addresses, absentee owner lookup, everything that you need to make it a complete record and clean up your database. And the good news about that is it is so affordable. Go to landvoice.com/data genie. You can schedule a callback. We tell you all about it. I can spill the beans right now. It's only $500 for 3,000 augmentations, 3,000 records that we complete. Again, I hope you appreciate the pricing that I'm giving you right now. There's no need you need to go anywhere else and pay a lot of money for less accurate data. This is the best quality. So with that, thank you so much for staying on with me. If you have a question, I'd be happy to stay on a little bit and answer those.
Chris, I think I missed it earlier. Did you say that these lists, like the 3,000 that they give you each month, are those already scrubbed on the DNC or no?
Okay, so yeah, thank you for asking that. Every single number we give you, no matter what it is scrubbed against the DNC. And that includes expired, withdrawn, canceled, for sale by owners, pre-foreclosure, Data Genie. We always scrub everything. We still give you the number. We highlight it in red to make it very, very clear. This is on the DNC, and next to it, we have a little DNC indication.
I thought so. I just wanted to double check.
Yeah. I wouldn't be speaking today if we wouldn't do that, I think.
Right.
I wouldn't be invited. Yeah.
Chris, question. So when we're navigating through this website, maybe as a new user, do you have people that we can call if we need some assistance on learning how to navigate it properly?
Absolutely. The first thing you're getting from us when you're a client is a welcome email with a link where you can schedule a callback from our support team. So instead of waiting annoyingly, on hold with somebody, we actually call you back at the time that you select, and you can select 15 minutes or 30 minutes, and our support team will call you back and say, how can we help you? And they train you on scripts, on the system, of course. Whatever it takes for you to get listings. They have been with us, most of them have been with us for 10 years. Landvoice has been in business for 30 years, so we have excellent training. And the training never costs you a penny.
Thank you.
Any other questions, guys? Sarah, you look like you have something you want to ask.
No, I'm good right now, actually. Thank you.
Anybody
Okay,
else?
well, thank you.
I think we're good, Chris. I appreciate you jumping on and spending the time here talking to us. Do you have that QR code for like your contact information or anything in case they want to reach out to you? Or you just want to give us the number to reach you or an email?
Sure. Take this down, 801-227-9909. I will put it, I don't know if you can see the chat or not, but I will put it right here. 801-227-9909. You can call or text.
Chris, I appreciate it. Anybody else have any questions? Awesome. All right, Chris, take care. Thank you so much. I'm sure you'll hear from some of us.
Thank you very much. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Get those listings now.
Absolutely. So I don't know, are you still taking questions or not?
Yeah, I'm still actually I'm gonna have Aaron come over real quick because Aaron actually has Landvoice. Oh, yeah, let you hear it from him.
What time is that training next week, the one with the wealth building? From what time to what time? 9 to
9 to 1.
9 to 1.
Sorry?
Yeah, they can choose 4 counties, which counties can I?
Everybody's gotta take, everybody's gotta take Perry Landvoice.
So only I get Perry County.
So we're gonna take Marysville County. If you do like, probably why. I mean, you showed it a little bit, but Aaron, so Aaron has Landvoice right now. He just.
Recommended area?
Yeah, they're pretty accurate numbers.
Yeah.
What I like about it is, I don't know if you guys are familiar with like Vulcan 7 or like Red X, but it's like a CRM and data. All I want is just data. Like, I don't care about, like, we all have command. We don't need a CRM. So it's really accurate data, and like you can print do like a CVS and import it into command, I'm pretty sure, so you don't have to stay.
So you just
Yeah.
download it.
Yeah, you can select everything, you can, like, it scrubs a DNC. It expired, they have like packages, I did the 1 year. I think it was like $9.97.
And you get 3,000 contacts a month.
Yeah, for a neighborhood search. So you get 3,000 contacts a month for a neighborhood search. 4 sell by owners and expireds coming each morning. And it's free game.
Have you got any clients on it?
I just said, I had a listing appointment, like, there's not, homes are selling, like, there's not too many expireds coming, to the market, but I did meet with one in Campbell, I had it for like 2 days. You know what I mean?
Oh, cause you
Yeah.
just got it.
Yeah, I just got it, I've had it for a week and.
So far, you're happy with it?
Yeah, like I mainly wanted it for, I've never done for sale by owners with expired prospecting. I mainly got it for the neighborhood search. So that's for my open house strategy, so I don't have to door knock anymore. I can just, hammer a dialer.
It's probably a
instead.
lot more efficient.
Yeah, it's a lot more efficient.
So that does include a dialer on it?
No, there's no, see, like I have Follow Up Boss, which is a CRM, and it has a dialer. So I want to use this to just scrub a list and bring it in to Follow Up Boss, so I can just hammer through them.
Thanks.
Should I screen share?
Yeah, you can screen share.
Michael's TV?
No. Michael's TV. No, it's KW, it's just the KW.
Take one, it's just normal KW.
Yep, that one. That'll do both TVs. Michael's TV is actually Highland's TV. It was my TV.
I don't know how that would fit in your office.
What? The big one?
Yeah.
Oh, there's plenty of room on that wall.
Yeah, so like this, I don't know what he showed you. Did he show you any of this?
I mean, we got to see pictures of it,
Yeah,
kind of.
like,
Showed
yeah,
Show
stuff.
us that.
Yes, like the expireds come in each morning. I mean, there's not a lot here. Again, I don't put any data into here. I'll just import it into my CRM. The first number is really accurate. If I call it, I can't call it DNCs, but the first number is usually accurate. You can add like tags, notes in here for whatever. You can take it right to the Zillow link, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's nice.
So you can just really hammer through people. What's cool too is they update it every day. So if a home goes pending, like it's gone. So if you're buying this for expireds, once you buy this, you're not gonna have any expireds. And you're not getting old expireds, you're getting new. You're getting brand new expireds. You can pay for old expireds. The rep gave me like, he threw in a free like zip code for a year and it was pretty trash because they all sold. So
Yeah.
don't buy this if you're looking for old expireds. If you're looking for new incoming leads, it's pretty solid. And I wouldn't speak highly of something if I didn't like it.
Right.
It is pretty good.
Can you, you don't have to actually do it, but can you show
Neighborhood search.
how you do, how you export the
Yeah.
CSV?
Yeah, so I would just go. I want to do expires here. It's just this little button up here. And then just select all these pages for this case. So I selected all these people,
Right.
I just do download.
Reformat it.
I don't know too much about that for command.
If you're
I know how it works
CSV,
with
should be able to-
file.
Yeah, if it's a CSV file, I mean, when you go to import it, you're just gonna have to match the columns. So
Okay.
you should be fine. I mean,
Yeah.
you have to delete like the very top row where it has a title. But then as long as you have that dark gray row as your first row, you'll be able to match the columns when you bring it in.
Yeah, there are people over there really good too. Like if you need help with something, like they're really responsive. They don't like throw you in the dark or anything.
Well, Scott Leroy could probably help you with an import.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you can filter for sale by owners or all of them, all the for sale by owners on the market. So right when you get Landvoice, you have access to all of them. Expireds will come in once you buy it. But for like you're building like a pipeline of new data. I don't use pre-foreclosure. And they have some scripts in here too. They're kind of like Jeff Lovers. They're probably still Jeff Lovers. The other neighborhood search tool is pretty easy. I'm not going to do a lookup because I'll lose my numbers.
So you define the neighborhood and then they send you all the data.
It's instant.
So is it phone number, address, demographics? Do you get an email address too?
Yep, if they have it.
Oh, sweet.
So like
That's huge. That's huge for
I don't think a lot of
farming.
them have email.
Some of them do.
When he was like going through, saying it like looked like not many had.
It has a little trouble defining the difference between townhome and condo, I found.
Yeah.
I just leave it on all. It's a house, just leave it on that. What's that? Yeah. But yeah, I mean, there's 2,000. That's my bill. So if I wanted to pull a list here, I could.
So
you can only do a maximum of 600 per search, it looks like.
So
that neighborhood, it's still.
No, this is my neighborhood. But
so this where it says that available, right?
yeah,
So you get 3,000 a month.
3,000 a month.
So once you search the data for once you define an area, you extract data or whatever, you have the data, then you're done.
Yeah, but that's the thing too. I mean, what are the odds you actually are going to use 3,000 a month? I mean, it depends.
Do they roll over?
No, they don't.
So once the month ends, if you don't use your 3,000.
So
Yeah.
so once you say, so you identify an area, okay? You identify an area, you extract the information, and I'm not talking about expires or pre-form, I'm just like talking just general information, right? Like their address, their phone number, that stuff. Do you have to like save it, or can you access that throughout the month?
You can access that. It's a list. I don't know how to do that. I just export it and then I'm done. Here's what I did. It's right here.
Yeah.
Just for this neighborhood. So I'm like load.
So this is data that you export already.
This is already in my CRM again. I don't use this for CRM purposes.
Right.
How do we access them?
Yeah.
When you do it, you'll get it.
Like, if I wanted to just,
When you get your license.
I don't know how to read down. You probably don't. I haven't got that far, but have this.
Print export.
Oh, yeah, right here. So I can just reprint it if I need to.
Something that they knew you were in the room.
So like 3,000 a month, so you can cover the whole, Central P landscape over the span of whatever. How long that takes.
You can literally get every phone number, email, demographics.
And it scrubs it. It scrubs it. DNC. We all know it can't call it.
Well, I mean, that's huge for farming, right? Like, absolutely huge for farming. Because I just started a new farm and I literally had to send my data to the printer and I don't know how he's gonna find it, but he's finding it, right? It's gonna cost me money for him to find it. I wish I would have known about this last week.
Yeah, but it's got, I don't know, it's got like a call capture feature too.
So like Shane, for you not to interrupt, sorry, Aaron, but for you, like you want to be downtown Hershey, right? Like, bam, you just get the entire list and you have somebody create a postcard for you every month and you literally send it to the printer with the address list and they just print it.
It's very low cost. Like, this is what I thought of it.
It's 3,000 a month is more than I need.
That's what I mean, and it's less than $1,000 for a year. Yes, you need a fraction of the deal.
Yep.
And you got your job investment.
Yep. I pay more in Zillow a month than that.
So I mean, it's. So if you wait, one week a day from here, you're paying money. Yeah. I don't think there's too much else to it.
And you said they are pretty responsive.
Yeah, like, it depends on your rep. I don't know what you guys have. I have a different guy, but I mean, probably want to use him since he is training. Like, you can get a old expired list, pretty trash. Don't pay for it or something. No, it's trash. Yeah. Pretty cool.
Yeah. You guys have any questions for Aaron?
I have a question. I don't know if you'll be able to answer or not, but so did you do the pay for the full year or just monthly?
I just did the full year because I was like, I'm a motivated agent, so if, like, I'll get my money back out of it. So I'm like, I'm not gonna pay for a month. I just like, let's buy it for full year, of course, one deal out of it.
I looked at,
My money's back.
I just looked at it like, well, I think it looks like a really cool tool. I'd like to try it. I don't know that I want to dish out a full year. I'd rather dish out a month or two, try it, see how that
You can do that.
works, and then if it doesn't, then I assume I can cancel, but.
Yeah, he had, well,
It's, yeah,
he had, when I went to that one website, it was like $10.
I thought the
I
big
think it's
deal.
like 70.
Yeah, it's $100 monthly. That's what it is.
Right.
For the
$100.
lowest package, probably.
That's a pro subscription.
Yeah,
Is that the
it
highest?
just, the difference was he was throwing in an additional
Yeah.
2 months if you paid for it for the year.
Yeah.
So I don't think it was no, I don't think he was throwing 2 months in. He
I'm
was
not
throwing
talking
like
about
two
two counties.
two counties or something.
Instead
Yeah.
of 2 counties, you get 4 if you do the
Yeah,
year.
it's $200.
Oh, yeah.
If you buy the year instead of.
Yeah, I have two expired. You can, I think, I don't know how it works with the monthly, but for the yearly, I can change whatever two counties I want anytime. I don't know how it is with the monthly.
So.
Every month, like every other month.
I can change it. Yeah, I can change it right now. Like, if I want to go to Cumberland County and Dauphin County and go like Perry County, I can switch it, but you can only have 2 active ones
At one time.
at a time.
Unless you do it, the deal he's saying is if you do it for the year, you get 4 counties.
Yeah, you get 4.
I think
Maybe you could switch those around.
I would
Yeah, you can. And I only think they do that because they want to, I would say, they only do 2 counties at once, is they don't want it to be super competitive with them there.
That's what I was wondering, like,
They want everyone to make money, so they're like, I don't know.
do they limit how many people can have a camera?
So that again,
Do they limit how many people, how many sales?
No,
That's
because
my knowledge.
most people are not gonna use it.
That's
You know what
all.
I mean, they're gonna buy it and not use it. So that's why they probably don't care.
Yeah, but. Yeah, give it a go. Cool. What is that?
Thank you.
Yep. Yeah, it's, you can just import a list right in command. Or you can use CRM.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks, Aaron. Appreciate it. All right, guys, pizza is back there, and then Terry will be out soon.
Is there a number that he had to call him with other questions?
The number he gave, yeah, it's 801-227-9909.
9909.
Yep,
And his name is Dave.
Chris. Absolutely.
You get pizza again.
I guess it's just that pizza.
Tastes better when it's free.